This is goodbye to Skyrim, and I'm not here to shit all over Skyrim necessarily. Obviously, this is a fantastic game, a long-standing favorite of mine. Um, Fantastic game. Came out, what, 2011, I think? Played it. My wife and kids have played it. And having to say goodbye, it's kind of a bittersweet thing, really, when you look at this game. Um, I think the appeal of this game is due to, of course, the immersion. I first started playing these Bethesda games with Morrowind. And, of course, Morrowind, first time I could pick flowers like I'm doing right here. Where first time I ran into slaughterfish in the water. To notice the changing sky and weather effects, which are something that we see in our own world, of course, Day-night cycles, unusual flora and fauna, strangely familiar and yet alien at the same time. So, I think why why is Skyrim so addictive? Well, there's a history there. I mean, I'm not just saying Skyrim, all by itself. I'm looking at, like, say, Morrowind and Oblivion, which came before it, and they kept improving. Bethesda did a great job with these games. And this is a masterpiece still. I think it's long been the golden standard, right? The appeal of these Bethesda games, why they are different. Of course, I can still remember fantasy adventure games like Zelda Part 1, where you're playing this fairy tale character. You have Link, of course. I remember I was 12 years old and it was one of the first cartridges on the NES system which had a battery to allow you to save your game. You didn't require code like, some of you might remember Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, 007-373-1963 or something like that. Yeah, all these codes that would get you further along in your progress. It was typical. We'd write down a code. And Zelda 1 did not have that. But it had this ability to walk and explore the world around you. And there was an order of progression. Obviously, you had to get certain levels and items to get to different areas. And playing those games, I remember beating them fairly quickly and looking forward to the next story, the next chapter, the next game. But something happened, especially with Bethesda games and Skyrim in particular, which kind of changed that. And that is, the immersion is so good, so distinct. And I mean, just take a look at this sky, this morning sky here. Clouds moving. I hear the water. This reminds me of many of the hiking adventures I had in my youth in the Rocky Mountains, where I can literally catch trout from streams, feel that cold air on my face, smell the pine, of course, and yes, even be approached by wildlife. Yeah, I'll just let her handle it, right? Yeah, I mean, check her out. Gave her headband and the golden saint armor, which I enchanted for her. So, I think Morrowind led the way. Skyrim kind of perfected it. It made it to where you have, of course, your customization. What makes it so immersive is the fact that it's a reflection of our world, even though it is an alien world. We have so many of these landscapes and peoples in our world. Okay, so you want to take a look at the different racial types, and their phenotypes are expressive of peoples and cultures and people groups in our own world's history, from the Scandinavian and Germanic cultures like we're seeing here to the Middle Eastern cultures to of course fantasy creations to give it that unique, mysterious quality. It just makes you want to explore. Just makes you want to explore. And
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweetware.
Yeah, it's always fun. And of course, this game has been modified over the years, changed, altered, been given a lot of a breath of fresh life over and over again, right? So clearly, you know, without getting too much into shitting on Bethesda, they've stagnated. They've missed opportunities. I don't know what's wrong with them, why they could not follow through with this. It seems like the modding communities are the ones who are keeping this thing alive. And they had a masterpiece right here that they could continue to push or encourage for the next line. I mean, everybody's talking about Elder Scrolls 6, which honestly I don't think anybody's really waiting for it anymore. I don't know if you are. I mean, you could tell me, yeah, I'm waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm not anymore. I was for a long time. Todd Howard did his thing. He came out, I think, in what, 2018, said, oh, it's on its way. It's like, it's 2026. This game came out 15 years ago. It's just crazy to me. But going back to my point, we have a world which is expressive of our world in conflicts. You could see, of course, the Romans as the Imperials. You see the different conflicts, clashes, a sense of something very old, a reflection of the old world as we know it. Yeah, excellent adventures, open world exploration, customization, beautiful scenery, open world exploration. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. And this really great sense of adventure, even just walking. You know, this, you know, of course there's like VR mods for this. I've seen excellent YouTube channels where people supplement it with AI and have incredible conversations with, let's see what I can do here, with other characters. I think I just made him passive. That's good. You know, it is just an amazing game. It still is. I feel a sense of nostalgia. What this game has that others before it did not have was nostalgia for places. You know, you have a sense of memory. You remember doing things. You remember going to places. For example, I love Whiterun. It's like my favorite city in this. They're all amazing cities. There's things I like about Riften as well. But how many times have those of you who played this game have walked around these areas of Riften and just enjoyed it? For me, it reminds me of some of the mountainous and plains areas of my Rocky Mountain home growing up, where get out in a brisk cold morning, smell some sagebrush, and wander the plains of the mountains, hike the trails, drink from the streams. There's a sense of freedom. I think in this world where we're increasingly regulated, contained, and farmed for our tax dollars or whatever resources we might have, games like this appeal to us. There's almost something in our DNA which says, hey, I want to know what's over this ridge. I could walk to it. I'm in an ecosystem where I can catch fish for survival if I need to. I could smell the fresh air, live on my own, collect what I need, and just keep exploring. It satisfies that human need for seeking, learning, observing, contemplating. And I mean, look at this. Not just contemplating, but appreciating. Human beings were meant to be surrounded by beauty. You know, you look at the old world, Europe in particular, you'll see architecture that reflected this ideal. Nature itself throughout much of the world, here in North America, beautiful natural areas throughout the world, also inspire feelings of awe and peace and contemplation. This is what is so great about this game. This. I want to go check out those trees. I'll go check out those trees. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go check out this old ruin. Maybe I'll catch a bee, right? But not get stung. So, as you can tell by now, I'm not here to, to talk shit about Skyrim. I love the game. I still love the game. I'm always going to love this game. Well, I think he's going to distract me. Maybe. Well. So yeah. I'm not here to shit on this game. I'm here to absolutely talk about why this game has such a hold on many of us. Some people don't like this style of game. I have a hard time relating to people who don't like it. I mean, some people are pressed for time. I understand. We have to prioritize how we play a game. But despite the beauty, despite the almost perfection of this game, storyline, the environment that we're in, it'd be kind of cool if we could learn like a giant language and communicate with these guys. It'd be cool if we could play a giant character, right? Modified stats to reflect his capabilities. It'd be pretty amazing. Anyway, the problem is that there are now new games that are taking, how would I like to say that? New games. There's a new game in particular, Crimson Desert. And I mention it because I've been watching some of the 4K videos based on it, and I know it's not a perfect game. People have issues with the quest line and what have you. But just looking at what it does right, which is takes from many successful games such as Skyrim, this open world exploration. I see a lot of things that remind me of The Legend of Zelda as well, the modern Zelda games. My son plays those. I'm really not into those as much, but there's a lot of puzzles associated with them. When I see that, I think to myself, okay, they have got better graphics, larger maps, even greater immersion than Skyrim. And I think many of us are just tired of waiting for that next installment. We're tired of waiting for the next Skyrim from Bethesda. And I think many people have found that feeling, that inspiration in this new game that has come out. So yeah, I'm not waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. I'll be getting Crimson Desert. I'm going to play it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to probably just watch my wife play, to tell you the truth. And I got her into these Bethesda games. She was a person who did not like video games until I got her convinced to try them, and she's been hooked on Bethesda games ever since. That and Fallout, you know. Fallout's a separate one I'll discuss someday. But for me, for the last 15 years, this has been the gold standard. This has been the gold standard for RPG games. The exploration, the combat could be a little clunky, but it still works. It's not a big deal. I've got cutscenes and what have you. This has been the gold standard for a long, long time. Good 15 years for me, easy. I haven't found nothing that can compare with it. I've kind of moved away from a lot of games. And quit playing many games for a long time. And now I'm looking at Crimson Desert and thinking, okay, it is time to put this on the shelf. I'll go talk to this cat. Oh, wait, I got an idea. Maybe I can pacify him. Oh, I missed. There we go. Take a break, Kitty. Take a chill pill. So, I wonder if he'll catch up to me after that shit wears off. He's all placated right now. I gave him some catnip and he's chilling out. Yeah, so, I mean, some of you out there probably understand what I'm talking about when you look at natural areas and it reminds you of wild places. Some of you might have grown up in different parts of maybe Canada, Alaska. Something chasing us? Different regions. And understand what it's like to walk and enjoy. You know, she's got to be chilly, I'm sure. You know, to walk and enjoy breathtaking natural scenes. You know, that's reflected in a game like this. So, little tiny waterfalls and streams. Yeah. I don't know. I could probably go on and on. Maybe I've gone on too long already for some of you. But it's hard to put this game down. When you walk through these places like this, it is hard to stop playing this game. Even now. I'm playing other games right now. You've probably seen me play a lot of Arc Raiders. Love that game. It's so much fun. To me, it's just hilarious. But when it comes to this experience where you just want to feel your blood pressure lower and you just want to relax, take a deep breath, play a good game, this is it. I can't think of nothing better at the moment except for that Crimson Desert. So I'll probably be doing some reviews on Crimson Desert when I get it. My wife is convinced that we must get it, so if she says we're going to get it, we're going to get it. It's just that simple. And look, yet another great feature here, if you notice on my compass, I've never been to this. Really? What do we got? Heard something. Oh, it's wolves. Hey, puppy, chill out. Yeah, too late for you. I mean, take a look at my compass. There's this marker for this giant's location. Never been there yet. I mean, I've probably been there before on another profile, but yeah. And they're all pissed off at something. Probably bandits, if I'm not mistaken. Usually hang out here. So, I would have to ask you guys what you think. Do you think that Bethesda dropped the ball? That they could have kept going? They could have improved this? They could have continued with their momentum, is what I'm thinking. They should have continued with their momentum. It's just, I kind of want to go check out those dead bodies, but I don't want them to come at me. Yeah, I mean, I could kill them, but I don't really want to. Yeah. So here we are. Yeah, they were bandits, as I had first thought. Here we are, looking around, exploring these little streams. You know, this reminds me of when I was a kid and we had a massive rainstorm and I put a stick in this drainage ditch and just followed it all the way to the river and then followed the river. You know? This is back when we actually got out in the world and explored it and touched it instead of focusing on just the virtual world that you see in games. What did I just get there? Oh, a brook bass. Be nice. Yeah. So, well, I think in conclusion, I will probably have to say that this game is wonderful, still is. In conclusion, I'm going to have to say goodbye to Skyrim. I know that as soon as I get Crimson Desert, I'm going to be so immersed in it, I'll probably be busy with that game for years, and I have a feeling it's going to be the new gold standard. I might be wrong. I might play that game and think it sucks, but I seriously doubt it. It has those elements that I loved about Skyrim, the different cultures and whatever, but I'll save that for another time. I'll tell you my thoughts when I play it. So I'm looking at this now. I'm going to say goodbye to Skyrim, but I have a feeling I'll have to come back and visit. I'll have to visit the little houses I built, walk the shore, and kill some mud crabs, and maybe just enjoy the cobblestone roads. You know, turn this into a 4K ride with some pine smell. It'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for your attention, people, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate hearing your opinions about this game, or any other games for that matter. Comment all you want, talk all you want, argue all you want. I'd be all about it, and I will answer every comment that comes my way. So, thank you for your time, and I have to say goodbye to this beautiful world. Goodbye.